Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to a really special little gathering that we are doing here from Prospera TV Network to really just spread some love, hope, cheer, and holiday energy out to you all tonight. As you are kind of scrolling by, if you catch us, stop in, say hello. But this is an opportunity for us as Prospera TV Network show hosts to come together and really share what has happened in our lives in a matter of, I don't know, less than a year from concept to implementation to figuring things out as we go into the rapid growth that we've had. So I just want to give you all a chance to meet the show hosts, ask them questions, and just get to know us a little bit, and also find out what do we have in store for 2026. And so if you are there, say hello tonight, and we are going to just bring up our show hosts one at a time, or like I'm just going to bring them up to the stage, and we've got many here joining us tonight. So if you are there, say hello, and let me see if I can get us all. There we are. I got everybody. Hello.
Hey.
Look at that. We look amazing.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. All right. So we have Allegra with us. We have Tish Ross with us. We have Yada Ortiz, Daryl Snow. We got Julie Lachlan Ayers, Roxy Rocker, Brian Moises. And that is just like a half of them, right? This is just an amazing lineup of people that we have. So we're going to get started right away. As you're tuning in, you could be watching right now from YouTube. You could be watching from my Facebook. And in a matter of like a day, you could be watching on Roku in 17 countries. So, what an amazing accomplishment that we have done this year. I am Elena Rodriguez. I am the president, the founder, the creator, the crazy one that has put all of these ideas together and figured it out along the way. But I will give each of them a chance to introduce themselves. And I want to go in the order that they actually joined Prospera. Okay. And Tish, you were the first one that I called and said, I got a crazy idea. And here you are. So welcome.
Thank you. My goodness. Yeah. You know, when you called, Elena, I really did think at first of all, I don't know if I thought it was crazy coming from you, because you have such amazing ideas and you're a person that has the guts to just go for it and do it. But when you asked if I wanted to bring my podcast on, that's where the crazy kind of in my head went. I thought, wow, I guess many emotions, right? Crazy, honored, overwhelmed in a split second. And then those negative feelings that some of us get whenever an opportunity comes up like this. And, you know, right away, I'm just going to go into a little bit of encouragement before I share about my podcast, in that, man, if an opportunity comes by that you think sounds too good to be true, obviously go to God and use your discernment, but don't count yourself out because you're not 100% sure if you're the right person. And at that moment, during that phone call, when you said, I've got this crazy idea, I'm going to start my own television network, would you bring your podcast on? That's where those feelings of, yes, I would love to. Yes, I'm honored to work with you, and then come to know a whole lot of other amazing television and podcast show hosts. But then the doubt came in immediately. I thought, gosh, I don't know if I am worthy of this. I don't know if my podcast is good enough for this. And then right away, the Lord said, yes, you are. You've done this work for years, and this is a part of it. So immediately I felt the Holy Spirit say yes, you can do it. And boy, am I glad that I did.
I love that. No, go ahead. So I'm like, I love that you did.
Me too. My podcast is called No Judgment Here with Tish Ross, the podcast. It was on radio for a few years and about almost 4 years on radio. Prior to that, it was just audio, and the audio was collaborative efforts. And then the title changed once I was offered the opportunity to go on radio for a while. It's remained No Judgment Here with Tish Ross because that's what my podcast is about. It's about coming on to a safe space and being your true, authentic self. We talk about everything from your upbringing, what your upbringing was like, to abuse, to whether it's substance abuse, domestic violence, homelessness, sexual trafficking, living and learning how to journey with disabilities. Roxy was one of my guests and just absolutely incredible and inspirational. And I've just learned so much from every single guest. What an honor and a privilege it is to be able to be one that people trust and can come on and hopefully feel safe, because I want you to feel safe when you come on and share your story. And just whether they're still in the midst of their turmoil or whether they are on their way out or whether they are on the other side. We share how we got there and to let other people know that they're not alone. You're not alone in this journey.
I love that. And I'm going to play a short bit of the intro video that we created when we were first thinking about this. So I want people to know also, this was brand new to me. And it was like, let me start pulling these skills that I have toyed with for years. And I sent it to Tish to just say, hey, what do you think? And we're like bawling. And we don't quite use it much now, but when we first started, and I just want to play it for a minute. So let me see if I can get this going here. And we'll kind of, oops, let me get back on. This is me trying to be live. I'm not an expert at StreamYard, but that was just like a little clipping. And I remember sending that to you and just saying, hey, Tish, like I just did this thing. And what do you think? And that's, I think, the power behind what we're doing here. And everyone will have a chance to speak to that I've been very transparent and that we are all learning as we are going. And if you can be in an environment where it's like, wow, can we try something? Can we do something and get feedback and growth? And that's really the whole thing behind what we're building. It's a whole collaborative effort. So I just remember sending that to you and being like, hey, I did something. What do you think?
So beautiful. I mean, it makes my eyes water now, just rewatching it and thinking, wow, that was the beginning. And here we are nearing the end of 2025 with all these amazing people. And it also, the other thing was, as a podcaster, I love to ask the questions. I'm not a tech savvy person. And so I remember, it's kind of funny. I remember asking you, so I need someone that can edit and do all the things because I have no clue how to do that. And you said, oh yeah, just send it to me and we'll do it. And I was like, well, who's your producer? Who's your producer? Who's your tech person? And you said, me. I'm the producer. I'm the tech. I'm so proud of you. I'm so freaking proud of you. It's so amazing.
Well, thank you. Because, yep, I just take one hat off, put the other hat on, and like, let's rock and roll. So you were the first one that I asked. And then I called Daryl. Daryl was like probably in the same day, because when you break through that courage blocker and you're like, okay, I just got to do it. And Daryl was the next one. So Mr. Daryl Snow, hello. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. It's 83 degrees here in Phoenix, so it's not quite the feel of Christmas that I was hoping for, but I'm doing okay.
Well, we're down to like 4 degrees, so I would take Phoenix temps any day.
Well, when you called, my podcast had already been on the air for 2 years, and I was just starting to level up because I had asked God's permission, if it was time, because for the first 2 years he told me to keep it very basic and simple and only about my guests and never about me. And it's still not about me, but at least I leveled up. I bought a better camera and a better microphone and better software to tape with and edit with. And I just remember 2 months after getting that permission and starting that process of acquiring all those things, you called me out of the blue, and we've known each other for 3 or 4 years now. And, we've never collaborated deeply together. We've done a few fringe things, and I've spoken at a few of your events. But when you called, I just remember you're like, I don't know where it's going and I don't know what it's going to be, but do you want to come along? And I knew instantly that that was God's way of saying time to level up. So I immediately said yes. And it's been an amazing, journey. So as Tish already has said, and I'm sure all of the people are going to say, our gratitude goes out to you for bringing this platform for all of us to share our message and to have more impact than we were already having, and to be on a bigger platform and stage, doing YouTube and Facebook and, all of that was great. Even doing Apple Podcast and Spotify is fine. But to be on a platform where now we're in 17 countries, and people can, they can tune in for Roxy's show, but maybe catch Yara's show or Moise and Bree's show and tune into my show and soon to be some of the other ones, like the wide variety compiled in one area, but with one theme of service to others and inspiration and living our true passion and our purpose. That doesn't come along very often. And what you've done behind the scenes and what you've done endlessly and tirelessly, I know you get thanked by the show host often, but I don't know that you get thanked by anyone else as well as you should, because what you do for us is immeasurable for what you've put together for us to be able to do. So
Thank you. That like brings tears to my eyes. We got Spencer on here saying, love this so much. We got Ana Munguia, who is also a show host. She is out in El Salvador and has the first Spanish speaking show on our network, guys. So like I said, tonight, this is just a fraction of who all we have. But Daryl, I want to play a little intro of your video and also let people know, like when we first started, I was just pulling. We always start with just random questions. It seems like it's so simple, but by me asking you just a few questions, I am able to like take this whole essence and vibe and just put this like sprinkle magic dust all over things. And I was just putting this together to instrumental, just finding copyright-free instrumental music. And then just as the growth evolves, and we have a show host that does songs. And then I remembered like, oh my gosh, I worked with songs when I was trying to make a song for my husband when we were getting married. And so I've gotten that creativity back going. And so now almost every show host that comes on has an original song, which you just can't, like, that's crazy awesome, right? And so I want to play a snippet of your video because
before you do that, can I read what my show is about so that the audience can see how it ties into what you created from that?
Absolutely.
So it says, warriors aren't born. They're forged in the fires of challenge. Through trial and error, they conquer not only external obstacles, but the shadows that lurk within, emerging stronger and more compassionate. True warriors fight not just for themselves, but for a cause greater than them. They lead by example and focus their strength on uplifting others. This is where we come together, those who embrace the journey of transforming challenges into purpose, turning our struggles into our stories of resilience, while living with the unwavering spirit of a warrior. And Raquel did an amazing job of also creating a song, and her last line that really hooked me, it says, "It's not about the fight, it's how we rise from it." And that plays exactly into what you've helped me create here.
Oh, amazing. And so when people see, we have just the little intro snips, so they're going to have to go to our Prospera on YouTube and watch the full intros on all of these shows. But let me get your clipping here.
I've walked through fire with shadows on my heels. Scars turned to stories that taught me to feel. Lost in the silence, found in the flame. Now wear my battle cry without shame.
Yes. And so, I mean, the whole song is amazing. You have a whole video that goes to it. And so that's why, you know, I think sometimes I still want to pinch myself because look at what we're doing, guys. I mean, this is totally multi levels of production that we've all contributed to in some way, shape, or form. So to me, that's the beauty of it. It's not like, hey, I'm doing this thing and I want you to just come on and do your thing, and we don't even connect or communicate about it. It's like we have all come together to just raise the whole level of what we're doing here. So I love what you've done to put your little sauce and style. Once that song was created, it just ignited a whole nother just push for you.
I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Yeah. Great stuff. We got Stephanie on here. Hey, Stephanie, good to see you. Sandy Nollenweg, she's an old fitness student of mine from way back. We got Christina on here. Hello. So thank you guys for tuning in. Please share this out. Prospera TV Network is really a combination of Prosper and Era. And to me, when I was creating this, all I know is that God said, protect this. Protect what I'm giving you. And so it really started by me reaching out to people that I had known for a while, that I had trusted, and that I knew would protect it as well, honestly. So as we move from Daryl, then we're going to go to Julie, Miss Julie, who has Divine Abundance. So Julie, let me ask you, do you want me to play a clipping of your show first, or do you want to kind of get into things? Yep.
You can go ahead and show the clip. Thanks.
Okay.
You got purpose, you got fire. He's the spark that lifts you higher. You were made for joy, made for more. It's time to walk through heaven's door. The world is yours, take your place. Every dream aligned with grace. Overflow is your reward. Walk it out, abundance is yours. Oh, you can change it every time. Hope and faith, they realign. You're not stuck, not anymore. 'Cause girl, abundance is yours.
I love it. I'm over here boogieing down.
It's you. And Elena, I mean, no, it wouldn't have happened without you. You know, the day that you called me and you said, I have a little bit of a crazy idea.
I think I told that to everyone.
And I'm like, listen, I'm the person that you definitely call if you got a crazy idea and you're a little bit scared, because I'm going to tell you to go for it. Because every time I've had a kernel of an idea or something that got me excited and I've ran with it, I've been wildly successful every single time. So, you know, that was me telling you, Elena, anything is possible. I've watched you do and overcome incredible things in just the 4 years that we've known each other. So I definitely, was an encourager, a cheerleader on the sidelines. And then as soon as you were ready, I was ready to move forward with our show.
Yes.
You put together the graphics and the vibe, and Raquel was kind enough to help me with the song, and it's a combination of both of those. And I know that both of you guys listened to me deeply when I talked about what I wanted this to be about. Divine Abundance is about the pivot. It's about you realizing that you're not stuck and that you can change your life at any time. My life is a testimony to that. And a lot of the guests that I've had on my show exhibit just that. These are people that have said, yes, life has thrown some tough things at me, but you know what? I'm going to take that and I'm going to harness this energy for good and to help other people.
Yes.
And so I'm super blessed.
I love that. And I just know that I remember when we had that conversation about the concept behind what you wanted. And I'm like, people need this. Like, people need this. And I want to share, in the beginning, you were on just every other week.
Yeah.
And now you're every week, but also share how in the beginning you're like, I don't know anything about tech. I don't know. I'm not uploading to Google Drive. Like, I don't know any of this. And so we made it so simple for you. And we still work in that simple form. Yeah.
Right. Out of all of you guys, I can guarantee that I'm the less technical out of anyone on this team. No, trust me, Roxy, I'm bad. And the reason I'm bad is because when I don't know how to do things in my own business, I hire it. So I find the person and they become the champion of that, or I outsource it. Mm-hmm. So when I turn to Elena and I'm like, Elena, I know on paper, it looks like I've done a lot of really cool things. I have, but I had like a whole team behind me that made me look good. So I'm going to need your help. Like, I'm really going to need your help. And we've made it super easy. Like, Elena came up with a form that I can send to, which I'm horrible about. Sometimes I send it, sometimes I don't, which I can send to my guests that they can simply fill out. That form goes right to Elena. I record, I send the recording to Elena with my notes and some links and some thoughts, and bam, she does magic. She does my intro. She does the outro. She does the advertising within the show. She makes me look good. She makes all of us look good, I think. So for me, it's been very easy because I knew with the 3 businesses that I have that I'm growing, I have limited time. So that's why I decided to go with a 30-minute segment. And I tape on Mondays and I try to do 3 to 4 shows and a Monday afternoon so that I've got everything for the month.
Yeah. And I love it. And you bring that part up because I think many times people will hold themselves back because they feel like they don't have all the answers up front, or they don't have all the knowledge and resources, information. And I really shared this with every single one of you. All I need is for you to know that you have a message to get out in the world, and we will take care of it. Like, don't let that be the reason you don't show up, because your people need you. Your people need the work that God is doing through you. So I just love that there's such a variety here. Even some send me things that are complete from start to finish, and that is great. And others are like hot messes, oh my gosh, did I get this to you? Did I not? And so we accommodate everyone, and we still make you all look good.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So we got Michael Faber on here. Hello, Michael. And
Michael was one of my guests. Like, one of my favorite interviews that I did was with Michael Faber. I've done interviews with Allegra, which was such a fun interview. I've done a great interview with you, Elena, just recently, which I loved and was so fun. I've been so blessed because I've had people that have been in Forbes as one of my guests. I've got a national company, a CEO I interviewed recently. I've interviewed titans of business as well as internationally accredited coaches and movers and shakers and people that are really changing the world. And I've been super blessed to have a platform to engage with people like this, to share this with others, to inspire them.
Yes, I love that. I love that. And so as we got Julie up and rocking and rolling, then next on board was Miss Yada in Ortiz who has badass mama moves. So Yada, you tell me, do you want to talk first, or do you want us to show your little intro clip?
You could show the little intro first. That's fine with me.
Okay, we're gonna get you boogieing down too.
It's the badass way. All the mamas in the house, let's slay. 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 Rise and shine, it's a brand new day. Got the hustle in my heart, I'm ready to play. Juggling the bills while I chase my dreams. Nothing's gonna stop this mama, or so it seems. With little ones around, running wild and free. I got my own empire, it's just you and me. From the crack of dawn, I lace up my shoes. Coffee in my cup, no time for the blues. So raise your glass, here's to all the queens. Badass mamas living all our dreams. We got the sparkle, we got the heart. We got every step we take, we're breaking apart. So raise your glass, here's to all the queens. Badass mamas living all our dreams. We got the sparkle, we got the heart. With every step we take, we're breaking apart.
All right, that was awesome. I'm over here, and then that's when I was like, all right, I'm making some new songs for you too. So badass mama moves.
I love my food.
I know you love your song. Like badass
Yeah.
mama moves. Gosh, share about it, because from my perspective, okay, being here from the very beginning, I have literally witnessed your growth and your transformation through your show. It has. So what has this show not only done for your viewers, but for you? Like, just tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, it definitely has been a journey this past almost, well, half a year, like 6 months or something like that, with my show. And you know, you kind of asked me, right, to join, but then it was like, you need to have your show. Like, it's a yes or yes. Um, so it's been a journey. You gave me, you gave me the platform to share my story and my experiences, my truth, and it has been an amazing journey, because I know I'm not the only mama walking around carrying the heavy things quietly. If my story helps even one mama, one woman, you know, it's worth it.
Yeah.
And honestly, sometimes these conversations that I have through my show aren't just for my own audience. It's also for me, as I'm prepping for the episodes, as I'm having the conversations, as I'm recording myself. I realized, like, oh shoot, I still deal with that thing. I thought I dealt with it, but no, it's just an eye opening. So it's another opportunity for me to really dive in, continue that deep work, and peeling off those layers that I thought I did peel off, and then I know they're still there. And it's another way for me to continue healing and growing. It's not only for my audience, it's also for me. And it has been a great journey. I was really scared at first when you asked me. But now I'm just having fun with it.
And I love that. And the funny thing is your first affiliation with Prospera was a commercial.
Yeah.
When you were like, what can I do to have a commercial on the network? And so you have a commercial that runs like on multiple shows on the Roku network, just throughout, the daily stream. But it was through the commercial that it was like, we started having that conversation of you've got a message here and people need to hear it. There's a lot of single mamas out there that are afraid to talk about money, that don't even know you brought so many topics, dating, holidays, like all this stuff, being the only cheerleader in the stands. As a single mom, you are covering every angle of it. But you really didn't start by wanting a show. I don't think that you thought like, well, I've never done this, I could never do this. And I'm like, girl, we'll get through it. And so now when I see yours, I'm like, look at you. I love it.
Like when you first came up with the Prospera TV Network, yes, the first thing was like, okay, at least a commercial. Like I thought in my, in my head, like I could be a host, but I'm not ready right now. Maybe like in a year from now or something. Like let me be ready. But he's funny. Like, no, you're ready.
Yep.
So
And that's
yeah,
the
here
thing.
I am.
You're ready when you say yes, and that's it. And sometimes you're not even ready, but your yes makes you have to get ready. So
Yeah, and let me tell you, like you said, I feel my growth. I feel how comfortable I'm getting, more and more episode to episode, and yeah, talking to my to the mamas, and especially my fellow single mamas, about navigating the solo parenting life and the money and the ups and downs, all of that stuff. It's really like I'm talking to myself,
yeah.
all the struggles, all the things that we go through that comes with the territory that most people don't really say out loud, but definitely live through it, quiet and more often than not alone.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, I'm talking to my audience, but I'm also talking to myself. So
Yeah. Yep. And you're talking to me too, because every time, like with each of your shows, I learn so much that I feel like I'm the one that has been blessed and gifted by everything that you all are bringing regularly to the network. So thank you. And so the next on board that we had join us was Bree and Moises Rico, and when they have a podcast as well, and I'll let them tell you a little bit about it. But I'm like, you guys, you got to get your message on, because I want people to know that I am actually looking at your heart first, your heart, your servant heart, the message that you have to share with the world. Like, many of you have a voice that you're called to use, and if we can create that platform to help you get it out there. And when they came to Surrender to Rise in Texas back in May, and knowing that their passion is talking about relationships and marriages, I'm like, we need this. People need this. People need to hear this. So why don't you guys welcome and tell us a little bit about you, and then we have your intro. So we'll play that whenever you guys are ready.
Sounds good. Well, you want to introduce us?
I mean, we are Moises and Bree Rico, and man, Elena is I can't even talk. When I talk about this family, and being part of this family that you've created, like, it brings me to tears every single time, because it's something that we don't have. Like, we don't have a lot of support, we don't. I mean, we're young, and people look at us and they're like, these two, like, who do they think they are, right? Like, who do they think they are, talking about a marriage and a long-lasting relationship, a healthy relationship, and nobody really believes in us. But then Elena comes, and I call her like she's an angel. She's our angel for me, because she just comes and she's like, you guys, and I'm like, Elena, stop, you're gonna make me cry, because you believe in us all the time. Like, since we met, since Moises started by himself, it was like, that even made me cry, because I was like, somebody else sees what I see in my husband, and how much of, like, he can change the world. And when I decided to join him, and then we started the podcast, and you were like, oh, like, you guys, you need to get that message out there. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not ready for this. Like, I was like, our podcast is small right now, and I'm okay with it. And then having more eyes, and I was
17 countries.
I was like, I don't know. Like,
well, and the funny thing is at that time, I'm like, well, Prospera is brand new too. So it's not like I got numbers that are like skyrocketing, but hey, let's do it. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's been a blessing, Elena, and thank you very much for considering us to even be part of this group and this family. It's tremendous as far as what we have heard from people who have come to us from listening to our podcast or watching the show. We've had multiple guests that are also co-hosts of their shows and hosts of your shows as well, who have knowledge as well as to what it comes to relationships, with finances, with overcoming loss, and many aspects of life that we had no idea we were going to get into. We literally just started the podcast like, hey, we're just going to talk about, we're going to be raw, like our show is, doing it raw.
Mhm. Yeah, so let's
and-
play the clipping, because then I actually want to address the fact that when people think you are young, you know, who do you think you are that you can talk on relationships? That's the problem, is young people don't have role models to see you fighting for marriage. You know, that's we don't see enough of that. So I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, we need to have you out there representing the young marriages, the younger age bracket, because we don't want to have them showing up divorced. You know, I'm in the divorce club too. So I'm like, absolutely, I will do whatever I can to help support and get this message out, because I have young sons and I want them fighting for their marriage and their relationship. And it just seems like that's just not the cool thing nowadays. And so I want to play your clipping real quick, and then we'll come back and talk about that for just a second. Yes, I remember when I sent that over to you guys. I hope you like it.
It still gives me
we
chills.
love it. Yeah. Even to this day, I'm like, that's our intro.
Yeah, like
that's
it's
amazing.
unbelievable. Like I'm like, wow.
So yeah, so talk about like that, the resistance that you guys are you know, that you may receive talking about marriage advice and marriage, you know, tips and things from that younger perspective, and what people can expect when they tune into your show, because you guys are coming up on kind of like releasing some new episodes coming into 2026 and things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the biggest thing is when people see us, because we act like newlyweds, like all the time, even though we've been together for 12 years, they're like, oh, you're newlyweds. Like, we went on a trip in November, technically our second honeymoon.
Mhm.
And on the plane there, one of the attendants was asking, are you newlyweds? And like, no, we've been together 12 years and we have 4 kids.
No, she was like, you must be newlyweds.
Yeah.
And we're like, you would think.
So maybe from that could be some kind of resistance, that people have this picture of like, when it comes to hearing relationship advice, it's old school, it's non-traditional, it's whatever they picture in their minds, right? And then we come in and we're like, no, this is exactly it. What you're seeing right here,
Mhm.
that's what we're showing you. So I think that resistance is whatever they had in their mind, that the relationship should be what I want it to be.
Mhm.
And then we come into the picture and say like, no, the relationship should be what the relationship needs to be.
Yeah.
Because now you're coming together instead of.
Well, I just know
Yeah.
when I heard you guys talk in Texas, there were many mic drop moments, and all I could think was, if I had you guys in my life in the early stages of my first marriage, who knows? Who knows what would have been different, because you guys said some really profound things that I realized even now I still need to deal with. And so just thank you for your courage and coming together to share what you're sharing. And yes, it is making a difference. So keep doing it, even with the haters.
Yeah, I know, right? It's one of those things that we knew that people our age weren't talking enough about, because I mean, let's be real, everybody's scared to like talk about their own relationship and
Yeah.
bringing it out there, you know, like to the world. And we were scared. We're still scared. Like we're showing everything. I mean, not
Yeah.
just the good stuff, like
Yeah. Mhm.
all of the ugly, and we love like just the support that we get from you, from everybody here, you know, all because it's not like I said, this is a family. This is like a big family. Like we can come into the chat and be like, hey, like this is going on, and we know that we get, you know, all of you guys.
Mhm.
And I love that about Prospera. I love that about this. And again, like we can't even thank you enough. But
Aw, thank you. Big hearts here.
Thank you, Lena.
You are welcome. So we're going to move into, we've got the two others that have joined us tonight, and then we're going to come with some holiday cheer, okay? But we want to bring on Roxy. B Rocker is actually next, who still to this day is like, I can't believe that you have given me the opportunity. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, this is exactly what, if not to bring these opportunities, like, then what's a platform for? You know, like, because this platform is not about me. So it's about what God called me to do. And that's a big difference, right? So Roxy, do you want to talk first, or do you want me to play a bit of your intro?
Let me talk for a minute, I think.
All right, go
Okay.
ahead, girl.
So, oh my goodness. Like this all happened in the summer and I called Elena and I'm part of the Unleashed Mastermind, and Michael Faber always talks about the offer and the messaging, and Elena talked to me and I had a whole download and I went, we do disability education? She's like, yes. I said, so you're gonna let me have a whole platform on disability and it's okay? And so inclusion, acceptance, making me valuable. I mean, I'm like loving this. I'm part of an entire community and a family. And I mean, in the beginning, I think my show was okay. And then I think it was good. And I think it's now becoming even greater. And I mean, you know, I get to pick people that I think are important to the messaging. I get to do my own shows. I think my favorite was the young lady Tatiana. I know Elena and I have talked about this a lot. There's a young lady with intellectual disabilities and she's sharp. She's in college. She's working a couple of jobs. She's doing a nonprofit. I mean, this is about capability. This is about ability, we brought in the whole community team that was part of the fashion show when I was working on the clothing line. And we talked with this great enthusiasm and passion, that really in depth really chatted about why inclusion is important. I've interviewed Elena and we even had a talk about, is she a person with a disability because she's short and she a dwarf? I probably don't think so, but
Legally I am. Yes, I'm under
but
5 feet and
legally,
an
maybe
adult.
on paper, you are, you have a medical condition. That falls under the ADA. And then, Tish and I, um, she brought me on her show and we had moments and we had tears and we had laughter and we had joy. And, I mean, I love to talk. And I like microphones and I like public speaking. But I think this is even greater than that because you get to do your passion, you get to do your work, whatever your work is, whether it's marriage, whether it's no judgment, whether it's badass mamacitas talking about money and life, but we get to do our work, our passion. And I got to tell you, I think this is the most fascinating thing ever since that I've been doing it. There's been a lot more. This is like my fifth or sixth thing that I've done in like a week and a half. And so I think the visibility is quite remarkable, and such a gift that, but I found it funny that I can look up my name on Google, Roxy B. Rocker, TV host, and there's a whole AI thing that got written about me that I didn't ask anybody to write. It's just there. Look yourself up and say TV host and see what comes up. I mean, it's hilarious, right? But I mean, we're doing a movement. We're building family. We're building community. So think about the impact that we're all making. as a collective, right? And I think that's important, and I mean, of course, I'm passionate about what I'm talking about. I don't think there's enough talk about disability education. But I think every single one of us, what we're talking about in our missions and our passion places is important, because I also bring the wellness aspect in too.
Yeah.
And, and that's mental health. So that's disability.
Yeah.
I'm not doing disability. I am, because mental health is a very big, important part. And it's in a part of disability that's not talked about enough, and it's shunned.
Mm.
I mean, I could go on and on for hours, but that's not the purpose around. I could talk to you about disability and how we're not included and how blah, 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 blah. But the point of this is that the collective is, we have our missions, we have our hearts, we have our faith, however that faith looks, and we're doing it as a community.
Yes.
And that I applaud. And Elena, I mean, this is probably one of the biggest and best things that have happened to me this year. It has impacted my life and changed my life, and I feel more confident, more capable, and more excited about 2026 than I probably have ever felt going into a new year. Like,
I
I'm
love
a
that.
TV show host,
Mhm.
and and I'm a TV show host with a disability. That is bold, that is powerful, but we're all TV show hosts with
Yep.
whatever our capabilities are, and
I love that.
it's joy. This is just utter joy.
I love that. And I'm gonna play a little clipping, so when people hear your intro, they know that this is Roxy's show coming on. Let's see, embracing what's possible.
Embracing what's possible, heart open wide, where fear used to whisper, now love is my guide. I'm not just surviving, I'm setting the pace, wearing my story with shimmering grace. From shadows to spotlight, I rise and I sing, embracing what's possible changes everything.
That's just amazing. I love it. And it is really cool to see these and realize, like, you can see and you can feel that every single one of these intros to your own shows reflects a different mood, a vibe, a essence. Like, we really captured you in what you wanted in for your viewer. So it's amazing to just have you be on our network, Roxy. Love it. All right, so we're going to move on to Miss Allegra, whose actual show, her first episode, will be premiering later this week. So you'll have to stay tuned and catch that. And I will tell you, this is an example of who has ever felt like they needed their hand held to do something afraid for the first time. We all have. And I'm just going to share this for Allegra. She is my sister from another mister. But she was nervous. And I said, I will be there. Don't put me on camera. This is your thing, but I will literally be there through the Zoom virtual and guide you through this, because I believe in you, your message. People need to hear you. So however we need to make that happen. And we did that for Allegra, and her show will be premiering this week. So hello, beautiful.
Hello, thank you so much for having me on tonight. Yes, so I will be doing I did my first show, and thank you so much for helping me with that. My show is called Unmuted, and it kind of goes back to what you just said, Elena. So for me, I feel like I was a person that was the best visual that I could give, lying on the ground, got to my knees, sat on a chair, and then stood up. And that's just my personal journey, what I've been through. And along with that came a lot of silence for me, a long time that there were a lot of things that I couldn't express, I couldn't say, because part of my spirit was actually wounded and really hurt. And so just the ability to be able to be sitting here expressing myself is like magic to me. It's something that I never thought I could do or even get to experience. So thank you so much for having that safe space and really just taking people by the hand as you have with mine. As you mentioned, we recorded my first episode together, and that was so helpful. I was a little surprised. I expected you to be on with me, but I just love how you pushed me to do things, and that's why I'm so grateful. Like, for me, this is a show that talks about the hard things, the things that sometimes as a society we're not really comfortable with talking about. And in my life experience, one of those things is trauma and mental health. So, as a childhood trauma survivor, I went through a lot of life really just learning to navigate through that and to deal with that. And later on in life, kind of coming to the fact that it is real and it's something that we can talk about. I'm also a Latina at heart, Indigenous by spirit. So my culture, traditions, my people, that's something that I'm really proud of and something that I intend to showcase on the show, as well as ways to become your best version, body, mind, and soul. That includes things like fitness, nutrition, fashion, relationships in regard to self. That's where I really spend a lot of time, is working on ourselves. Hard topics like grief, violent relationships, domestic abuse, stuff like that, mental health, but really just speaking your voice. One thing about me is that I have always been very frank and to the point. And sometimes I become misunderstood because of that, because I'm real. I'm not going to go around topics. I will tell you directly. And that's kind of how my show is going to be as well. We're going to be talking about the hard things. We're going to be talking about the things that sometimes we keep hidden underneath the rug. And I plan on having several guest experts as well as people who have inspired me and helped me along my journey to lift myself up and come into the light as my best version today. And really, this is a story of helping others really just speak their truth, even if their voice shakes, because we all have that right to be heard. And I'm just so grateful to be on this panel tonight. Thank you so much for welcoming me with open arms. I'm very grateful.
I love that. And you know it. And we're going to play a little clipping of your intro video and let people hear and see what's to come. I love that too. We're all just big boogieing down in here. So guys, so this is like literally a fraction of who is part of the network. We have so many amazing messages, but what I wanted to do tonight was really just bring us all together, whoever could make it. We all know that schedules are busy, dates and times, and not everything is going to ever work for everyone, but to allow us to come here and share who we are as Prospera TV Network, what we're looking for moving ahead, and also just to share a little holiday love and a message. So who wants to go? Now we're open conversation. If anybody has any questions for us, please let me know. Ana says in Spanish, yep, she is my girl. I love that. But who has something that they want to share about what they're looking forward to in 2026, or even just a heartfelt message that they want to share to somebody that might be tuning in around this holiday season?
I would love to share something, Elena. It's just something that I went through this afternoon, and I think it just shows the spirit of kindness that the holidays is so critical and important for all of us to show kindness. So I was in the Hallmark store picking out individual cards for my family members, and excited because I carved out extra time in my day to do this, and I was just excited to do this. Saw one right away for my dad. Oh, that's perfect. I grabbed one for my son. Then I was like, I need to get one for my mom. And then I paused. And I'm like, my mom is not here this year. My mom has passed on. And between the holiday music and the impact of that just hitting me fully in the face, I started to sob.
Yeah.
And luckily enough, in the same aisle with me was an angel, literally an angel of a lady who had smiled at me when she saw me walk up to the cards, walked down and said, dear, can I give you a hug? And I said, I would love that. And she gave me a hug and she said, whatever you're going through, it's going to be okay.
Wow.
And I was just like, there are real life angels here. But I share this with you in hopes that when you see someone struggling, or if you see someone having a bad day, or even if you just want to show kindness, like, you have no idea what people are going through.
Mhm.
And I feel like the more kindness we can show and the more compassion we can show, just we can lift the vibration of the planet. And so I was so blessed to meet this woman today. So thank you for letting me share that.
Oh, absolutely. I love that. And just real quick, it reminds me, if anybody like doesn't know, with me becoming widowed on Christmas Eve, this was back in 2018. There was one evening I remember being in the grocery store in the bread aisle, and it just overwhelmed me. And I'm sobbing in the grocery store looking at bread, loaves of bread, and the people walking by just kind of staring at me, you know. But I will never forget that moment. You just don't know when grief is going to hit you. And so you are right. Like, we just need to be kind to one another. Absolutely. Absolutely. So who else has anything they want to share?
I would like to go.
Mhm.
Oh, go ahead, Allegra.
Thank you. I would just like to mention about the holidays that many times, especially with Christmas, we make it about stuff, but it's really not about stuff. It's about, for me, it's about spending those priceless moments with the people around us, knowing that there will be a day that they won't be next to us, and just really embracing that love that surrounds us. It's not about the trees, it's not about the presents, but for me, it's about the love that we share with those people who mean so much to us. So if, you know, you're struggling financially and you can't, you know, you feel like you can't make a great Christmas, just know that it's not about the presents, it's about the time, and be intentional with your time and your energy and the love that you're giving the people around you, just keeping in the back of your head that we all will die someday and we don't know what that date is. So really just appreciating the people in our life versus making it about stuff. That's my little holiday cheer.
I love that. And it is, it's not about the presents, it's about your presence.
Yes.
It really, really is. And Yada, you said, or you were next?
Yeah, just really quickly, I can definitely relate with Julie. You know, I have a recent loss, which is going to, the holidays are going to be tough for me this year, because I don't have that person with me. So it's been a whole roller coaster this year of emotions. Even earlier this week, I had a moment, like an episode, I should say, just getting ready in the morning, and all of a sudden just crying on nonstop, because it's just grief just hit me, right? And then on the other hand, I just want to, you know, shout out to my mom, she's watching us right now from Puerto Rico. She doesn't understand English, but she's just here supporting me. So, mami, un besito, gracias por estar aquí, aunque no entienda lo que digan, pero por ahí le vamos. So I know she's watching and listening right now. So I just wanted to say hello to my mom. And, you know, I'm really grateful and thankful for this year. You know, it's been a whole lot of things going on and happening personally, professionally, emotionally. And I'm grateful still. Nevertheless, I am hopeful, I'm expectant of what God is doing, has done, and what He has for me the next year. So, and whoever is watching right now, whether now live or on the replay, you know, I wish you peace in the middle of whatever situation you may be going through right now. I wish you strength with whatever you're carrying, and many blessings to everyone.
I love that. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. That was beautiful. Anyone else? Roxy?
Hi, happy holidays, everyone. In 26, just be tuning in for more stories and surprises of joy. So I can't wait to share some of that with you. But what I just want to say is I just came back from a spiritual retreat that was also a work retreat. And, you know, the holidays are not an easy time. And so just a little, you know, if you can just give yourself a flat palm and give yourself some kind of a self-soothing, you know, you can touch your belly and you can touch your chest very gently and take a breath. And, you know, giving yourself that time to exhale and inhale and giving yourself a little bit of contact so you can have some self-soothing and some self-support, because you can't always sometimes get to someone that can provide that for you. It might give you a little bit of peace and a little bit of rest and a lot of calm. And you know, you don't need to push hard. You don't need to poke. You just put a flat hand on you. Palm, flat hand on your chest, on your belly, and take a breath. And you know, that's really it. And if you're really feeling overwhelmed, take the time out to go and take care of yourself, just even for 30 seconds, maybe 3 minutes. If you get 5, even better. But, you know, I just think that if we can give ourselves a little bit of comfort and a little bit of care, it's like giving ourselves a warm hug. And maybe we need that during this holiday time. So that's all I want to share because I'm pretty high off of that training and there's a lot more to it. And Elena and I are going to check in on that because who knows what could happen. Because I felt like I was with God when I did it. And I'm still crying when I'm even with my clients, and some of the feedback I'm getting is pretty impactful. People need this somatic work, and the somatic work that I just learned is not out there. There's a lot of talk about things somatic, but what I learned is very life force energy God. It's God work.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that, Roxy. Thank you so much. Anybody else? Daryl?
So this is nothing huge and major like all of you have just shared. You know, my parents have passed a year or so, several years ago, whatever. But as I get older and looking at this group of beautiful faces, I am the eldest here. So as I become 61, I've become more and more of the get off my lawn, gruff, grumpy guy. Matter of fact, my favorite shirt my wife bought me is the Grinch. It says "Never Not Grinchy," and I wear it more than just at the holiday season now. But we were in Costco today, right before this holiday shop, or not holiday, food shopping, and my wife was at one part, and I was getting stuff at another part, and she came up to me, and you know how those little food servers are everywhere, right? Well, someone was giving out chocolate covered coconut bars, little individual packed coconut bars. And I had already picked up one because we eat them all the time. But so she's like, "You'll never believe this. This lady had the bowl there, and this little kid in her cart with her mom was 4 or 5 years old saying, 'I want one.' And she took the bowl and put it under the thing and said, 'No, I'm closed now,' and walked away."
Oh.
And I said, "What the heck?" She didn't even give the kid one last little chocolate bar. I said, "Hell, I'll go give him some of mine." And so we walked up and down the aisles. I couldn't find him. And so I went back to get the cart. Well, my wife continued to walk throughout the store and found her. And she's like, "She's over here by the lasagna." She calls me up on the phone. So I walk over and I rip open my bag in front of them and I hand them that little boy. Like, mom's going, "No, no, no, don't do that." I'm like, "No, that's ridiculous." And so I handed this little kid this little chocolate bar and his face just lit up. Right. And as we're walking back, you know, my wife grabs my arm and a little tear in her eye. She's like, you're a good man, Daryl Snow. And I'm like, shh, don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. Right? But how little of a gesture are we having to make a big difference?
Yes.
And you don't think that that mom's going to realize that somebody, a stranger, came by and gave their kid a bar that the lady wasn't going to give because it was closing time? I mean, it doesn't take a lot to make others happy. You just gotta, like, we've all gone through stuff. Just think about them instead of you.
Yes.
Anyway.
And you gave him that warmth in his heart. You know, he felt seen, and that's all we all want, really, is just to know that someone sees us and cares about us. And oh, Mr. Grinchy, you did a good job. Thanks for sharing that. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay.
I just think after hearing everybody speak, thinking about the holidays and experiencing them without our family and the loss and the hurt, and then even listening to Daryl and Roxy sharing, it just prompted me just to encourage people to stop and take a deep breath and just remember that you're doing better than you think, and that God's grace is sufficient for this very moment. The very moment that you're in, you may not be thinking about tomorrow or next week or next month or next year, but day to day, this very second, that you may be feeling alone or lonely or doubtful or shamed or guilty or sad, depressed, burdened, whatever it is that you may be feeling, that God is with you and he is good and that his grace is sufficient for you. And he's with you even when you don't know that he is. I promise you that. I've been there. I know that. And faith doesn't mean that you have all, that everything is good and that we know it all, that we have it all, that life is good every single day. No, that's not what that is. It means that we trust God even when we don't know what he holds, but we know that he holds the future, and he's holding you and he holds your future as well. So, and I hope and I pray that everybody has a blessed, peaceful holiday, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever your celebration is. I pray that it's a peaceful one.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. So beautiful and so true. Bree and Moises, do you guys have anything?
Yes, and apologize ahead of time. We have our little one here who just woke up.
Aww.
Yeah, our message is simply following what Tish said, is remember the reason for the season, which is Jesus Christ himself coming down to earth. And the biggest thing is that this is why I love going to him, and he's my North Star when it comes to relationships, is that he decided to integrate himself into a relationship and be raised by that relationship. And that's why it's so beautiful what he shows in the Bible. And that's our message, no matter what's going on in life, especially right now. Not only is Christmas coming up, but also the end of the year. And towards the end of the year, there's a lot of retrospection from people's lives, looking back into their life, how the relationships have been, or their career, their life in general. And we see a lot of couples fall into that and be like, well, their life is different and better, but this year my life was crappy, for the lack of a better term. Do not lose the faith. Keep the important thing, and know that your relationship matters and it's worth fighting for. Like in the intro that you beautifully laid out, Elena, hope in marriages is not dead. And we just have to keep the faith and keep hope strong.
Yeah, and also, if I can just add, like Allegra said, it's not about the gifts, it's not about the tree. To us, it's like a time of slowing down, creating memories as a family, remembering those memories, reflecting on, people that we love that are no longer here, but just slowing down, because the holidays tend to be very chaotic. Everybody's running around like their heads are cut off and whatever. And we have decided, like, you know what? The space that you create in your home should be peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
So let that space be peaceful this season, reflect and slow down. Like, don't be riding around. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. I love that. And you do bring up a great point, and where I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to wrap up with a couple things here. Number one, I have 2 shows going on Prospera TV Network, but mine run a little differently because I love to be live. I love to be live. I love to have the interaction. And so for anyone that wants to tune in and be with the Chicas Unfiltered, we play with Besitos Beauty Makeup, and we talk about lipstick love and life lessons. So I got to put that little plug in there. And I might even play the video on our way out because it's too cute, if I may say so myself. But the other one is one that God gave me, and it's called Behind the Lyrics. And it's actually because I wrote a book called Crowned by Faith, which has turned into a whole movement and branding in its own. And here's the message. God wants us to start looking at things through the lens of his love, meaning we are going through difficult times. We are going to experience loss. We are going to experience pain. We're going to experience incredible joy. We're going to experience worry and gratitude. Like from every spectrum, we're going to experience something. But if we look at all of it through the lens of his love, not from our perspective of our feeling and our emotion and our experience, but what is he seeing through this? I'm telling you guys, that's going to change so much in your life. And all he is requesting of me, and why we are here doing things like this, is because he says you don't need to start over. So people that always feel like they got to press reset, start over, go again, he says, you don't need to start over, but you do need to start in alignment. And that alignment piece is him. And so when he says, bring people to me, I will take it from there. When you tune into Prospera TV Network, no matter which show, no matter which message, no matter which show host you are tuning into, know that they are there because I simply walked in obedience, and Prospera TV Network is here because it's an avenue for me to know that people will be brought to him through each one of the shows that you are tuning into, whether they realize that's their purpose through it or not. I know because that's their purpose. We are here, period. Prospera TV Network isn't here for vanity and numbers and just streams across the globe. Our reach across the globe is because we have a lot of love to share, and the world needs that. And so that's a representation of what we stand for. And so I just want to pour blessings over to anyone tuning in. And, may this holiday season of yours be filled with peace and rest and gratefulness and just perspective. We're here because we're blessed with another day to breathe. And that's the gift. That's the gift. And so before I get all choked up, I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you to each of the show hosts for spending time with us here tonight. And for, it is a hectic time. So to come on a Monday night, thank you so much. And I think as we wrap up, I am going to play our little Chicas Unfiltered video because we need to dance, and it's too cute. Who has seen it? Who has seen it? All right, guys, any wrap-ups we got? Just message us, tune in. If you are interested in knowing more about Prospera TV Network, just get with me. I don't push it down anybody's throat. I'm not out there tackling people down. I truly believe whoever God sends our way is meant to be here, and that's just how we roll. That's just how we roll. So thank you guys so much for being here tonight, and we are going to dance to our little Chicas Unfiltered. I hope you guys stay tuned.
Chicas Unfiltered. Let's go. Red lips on, lights down low. We don't hide, let the realness show. Every chica got a fire inside. Tonight's the night, no compromise. Ooh, corazón, feel the rhythm take control. Sisters rising, breaking chains, unstoppable. Chicas unfiltered. our shots, we laugh, we cry, turning heartbreaks into battle cries. Glow so fierce, we set the tone, unapologetic, we own the throne. Dale, dale, move your body, sisters rising, nobody can stop me. Chicas unfiltered, raw y bonita, power y fuego, nuestra vida. Chicas, chicas, chicas unfiltered. Turn it up, let the soul get lifted. Chicas, chicas unfiltered. Yeah. Unstoppable queen, so gifted. This is our time, our story to write. Together we ride, together we shine tonight. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Together we shine, side by side we stand, bold and true, the Prospera family's hand. We wrap the year in light anew, bringing joy to every heart, bringing hope to you.